To go there. Weekend sports coming on your way from Trust TV. Adeni Gisha. We're celebrating those teams there, Remo Stars and Liverpool, for the fact that they were able to win the league. And at the same time, on the same weekend, we have to look at that on the show. Weekend sport. But right now, for Remo Stars, they've done it. What they've been pursuing since 2024. They finally got it. And Liverpool, even though they've really done well to win the league, they really give a lot of gap to Arsenal. But right now, it has been confirmed that they are the winner of the EPL there. Right now, looking at the scenario that has to do with the two teams, Remo Stars and Liverpool, doing it in style, even before the season ends. Kudos to them for being able to do that. We're actually looking at the review of that. Week review, Remo Stars, Liverpool winning league season. Well, for Remo Stars, they did it in style with a lot of historical moments supporting that particular team there. For the fact that they were able to do it against all odds, when they were almost faltering, they came back to it and they head on to it. And right now, they are the champion of Nigerian Premier Football League for 2024-2025 season. They are celebrating them, and right now, for the fact that they were able to also do it at home, that's a huge one against Niger Tornadoes. Looking at that thunderbolt score by Adedayo Lamilekon there that gave them that chance. Really, it was a goal, no dispute about that. For the man actually at the end of affairs, that's the coach, Ogumodede, celebrating the Mourinho way. What a moment. He has really done well for himself. It means him going to Spain or Portugal rather to learn about some coaching techniques is not actually in waste right now. So he has been able to put that in style to lead that team to glory. Talking about Remo Stars. Well, as we are looking at the review of Remo Stars, we'll also be looking at Liverpool. Before we talk about Liverpool, we'll look at the top scorers in the MPFL after they played their match day 35. And you look at Anas Yusuf of Nasarawa United, top that particular record there with 16 goals that he has scored this season and really edging his name in gold ahead of others. Rabiu Ali of Kano Pillars stands second there with 12 goals. And you have Anthony Ijoma of Abia Warriors also having 12 goals. Shola Adelani, Ikorodu City with 11 goals. You have Sunday Megwo of Abia Warriors also with 11, and Ayomide Cole of Ikorodu City actually having 9 goals there. Well, we also have others that actually score 8 goals there, having Kayode Oke, Isaac Xavier, O.C. Martins, Rabiu Abdullahi, Ahmed Musa, Wasiu Alalade, and Bello Lukman, all standing on the same goals. They score 8 goals apiece there. Well, good one for Anas Yusuf of Nasarawa United, topping the goal scorers chart of the Nigerian Premier Football League, although 3 more matches to be played. And right now, we wait to see maybe we'll be able to hold it till the end as the winner of the Golden Boost there, for him to at least celebrate the winning moment of scoring more goals than any other player in the MPFL. Okay, right now join us to talk sport is Joseph Peter. Joseph Peter, it's good to have you. We're celebrating both Liverpool and Remo Stars because both of them actually won it over the weekend. So you just have to give kudos to the two of them for the fact that they were able to do it. Remo Stars did it in Nigeria, and Liverpool also did it over there in England. And right now, both of them are being celebrated on Weekend Sports. So, Joseph Peter, I'm sure you're happy with them, even though your team tried to run the race towards Liverpool, but they could not catch up. Nevertheless, we have to celebrate Liverpool for what they've done so far this season. So let's have you, Joseph.
I was very, very much praying that you would, make your assumptions without mentioning. I don't know if you can hear me. Confirm. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, yeah. So it's actually fireworks up there at Ikene, and rightly so. After gunning for the league, coming close twice and then getting it the third time, there's a big reason to celebrate. And another thing is that Remo Stars are not the perpetual or that vintage winner of the Nigerian Football League. So to come up from that, from where they were, come up as a club, change its name, ownership came, pursuing the league and trying their best to make sure that it is actually a very, very, very good thing to see. It's a very, very good feeling for them. and whoever that is into Nigerian football, not minding the club each and every one of us is supporting, quite sure that we are kind of happy for Remo Stars for having been able to pull off this particular kind of success. It's not so easy for for a club that has never won a competition before to come without that experience of winning it and actually getting to do it. It is a very, very good win for Remo Stars, a very good one for the coach and the management of Remo Stars. They have proven that they can set a target and actually achieve it, and hopefully what we Nigerian football lovers hope is that as they are going to represent the country in an intercontinental competition, they should be able to give a good representation and show that yes, they are the champions from Nigeria, a very talented football nation, where they were able to bring up, gather up a group of young footballers and actually win the league is a big deal. Let them make it happen also in intercontinental competition, so that the whole Africa know that yes, Nigeria is actually getting better when it comes to intercontinental football. And as for Liverpool, we're not supposed to be the one to win this league, as far as I'm concerned, but because they had a change of coach. Everybody was talking about Arsenal at the beginning of the season, either Man City or Arsenal. Unfortunately, Man City fell off grace, had a very, very terrible season, aside the fact that they have an FA Cup final to salvage and get something fun. However, Liverpool, on the other hand, stood out and became more consistent. When you compare when you compare them to the two, to Liverpool, when you compare them to that Man City and Arsenal, they have proven to be more consistent. The problem with Arsenal, why Arsenal did not win this league and lost it to Liverpool, is lack of consistency. Every other week is a draw, every other week is a red card, every other week is an injury. But for Liverpool, it wasn't so. It was a smooth sailing kind of season for them. They had their best players playing in their best form and without any form of injury. So, what would you expect? Kudos to the coach, special kudos to the coach, because it takes somebody who is matured and and not egocentric for a coach to come into a club and not scatter up every other thing that the previous coach has done and start his own. No, he didn't do that. He understood that he already had a crop of good players, and all he needed to do was just a tweak, a simple small tweak that would make him champion. And that's exactly what he did. Instead of destroying any foundation, he laid and made this foundation a lot more better and more stronger, and that's why he's the champion of the Premier League, and rightly so, I must say. He won with 5 games or 4 games in hand. It's not an easy thing to do, because looking back at the previous 4 seasons, it has always gone down to the wire or almost down to the wire. But in his own case, he won it with style. And kudos to him, and congrats to Liverpool.
Well, congrats to Liverpool, really, for being able to do that. Joseph Peter have been talking with us concerning celebrating Remo Stars and Liverpool for winning the league season in Nigeria and also in England. And right now, we celebrate the two teams. Really, they deserve it. No one can take that away from them anymore. No matter how it is right now, they've done it deep, and right now they're celebrating. Well, while we look at the week review, well, we cross over from celebrating Remo Stars and Liverpool to also look at what happened during the week. UEFA Champions League, UEFA Conference League, UEFA Europa. We look at the three, making it 3 in 1. Week review, UEFA Champions League, Europa League, UEFA Conference League. Well, it started like a joke during the week. Joseph, I remember when Arsenal went to play against PSG, a lot of predictions here and there. You too, you were at least confident that your team would do well. What went wrong against PSG?
I was going into the game of between PSG, between Arsenal and PSG. It was a game that just went wrong. A bad day in office is how I see it for Arsenal, because that particular goal, that quick goal, that early goal, unsettled the whole plan of Mikel Arteta, off the back of lack of Thomas Partey again to bring balance to the front of the defense. So it was kind of a mixture of a bad day and then a lack of the particular player that would have made it a lot easier for them to soak in the pressure that the wings of PSG would have posed or did pose. But it's not the end of the road as far as I'm concerned. That game could have been won if not for the brilliance of Donnarumma. Martinelli had a chance, Trossard had a chance. They didn't play it, wrongly. They kicked that ball the way they were supposed to kick it, and put it in an impossible angle. But it took, Donnarumma, who made an impossible save possible and stopped those goals twice. He could have been beaten if it were any other goal, or even if it had been him on any other day. Those two goals would have, entered the net. Then there is the cancelled goal of Mikel Merino that the offside was just there for a fraction. So yeah, it's not entirely doom and gloom for Arsenal as far as I'm concerned. And right now, I am quite sure that going into the second leg, they would probably want to throw caution into the wind, go all attacking, and take the risk, and hopefully something comes out of it. And they will be having Thomas Partey back into the squad, because he missed the home game due to a second yellow card, a yellow card that he got at Madrid, a rather foolish yellow card that he shouldn't have gotten anyway. But him coming back into the squad, will do a lot of good for Arsenal, and hopefully they can go to PSG and get the result that they need. But then it's not so easy. This is PSG we're talking about. They were blistering in the wing. They were just so out of this world. Kvaratskhelia was very, very much into the game. Doué was just doing whatever he likes with the ball. Dembele had, panache to, kudos to Luis Enrique. He has turned the guy's gameplay around, and now he's more consistent. He's keeping strength and scoring goals, and he's not because he is actually a very, very good player, proven to be. So, however, I must say that the second leg is going to be a lot tougher than the first leg, because Arsenal will really come out for it, and maybe something can happen for them.
Okay, right now we talk at length about Arsenal versus PSG. Right now we actually go on break to see what happened during the week in the UEFA Champions League, both for Arsenal, PSG, and also including Barcelona versus Inter Milan. By the time we return, we'll talk about Barcelona, Inter Milan. Let's have it. Moment there between Arsenal, PSG, Barcelona, Inter Milan. Taking you through the two clips there to at least enjoy what happened during the week in the UEFA Champions League, a semi-final fourth leg that took place. Well, Joe, we've talked about Arsenal. You look at Barcelona, Inter Milan. You have to give kudos to that young lad. The fact that Inter Milan really showed their class, playing 3-3. It was a match that a lot of people have been looking at the young Lamine Yamal playing as if he's not 17 years old. Someone said he has a body and maybe the mindset of a 30-year-old man, and very young, so confident on the ball. And you look at how he did against Inter.
The Barcelona goals are just so lovely to watch, even though you cannot take away anything from Inter Milan, because having to come to Spain and score 2 and then not lose the game and get a draw, score 3 goals, no matter how good, no matter how breathtaking Lamine Yamal has been.
UEFA Champions League. This time around, we pick at least, we take a look at Europa Cup and also Conference League, or the Conference League, the coach of the winning team, one of the team that won, Chelsea, Maresca, and also Badiashile. I spoke to the press, or before then, we have Atletico Bilbao against Manchester United. No one saw that coming, that they were going to win 3-0. Joe, I'm sure, maybe you two were like, Atletico should be able to defeat them, but they could not. Surprisingly, 3-0 that they scored against Athletic Club. It was a moment of joy for Man United fans who are already even written off their own team. What do you have to say about this? Okay, Joseph seems not to be okay. Quickly, let's continue to look at what we're looking at right now on the show. Weekend Sport. Let's take a look at Athletic Bilbao. That's Athletic Club versus Manchester United. Why we also have Maresca and Badiashile talking after this timeout.
Did the manager say at half time as well? Because obviously
Moment of joy there for Chelsea being able to do well against Jogard in 4-1 in that encounter. You look at Enzo Maresca be with confidence and smile, and also by the Chile. Right now, the entire Chelsea fans or supporters across the globe are celebrating that. The way it's going right now, Chelsea are really a mark for this. They should be able to win this Europa Conference League at least. The way it's going right now, all they need to do is to be focused and make sure they finish it off in the second leg and go for the final. Whoever they are facing, they should be ready to win this particular trophy. Well, we've been taking you through all that happened during the week in the week review of Europe. That's UEFA Champions League, Europa League, and also Conference League. But before we leave this one, let's look at a particular coach, Amorim. Amorim might not be having it easy in England, but right now he's doing well when it comes to the European competition. You look at it in Europa League. Actually, he played 8 matches. He won 6. He had 2 draws and no losses so far. While in Premier League, he had 23 games. He won only 6. He drew 6 and he lost 11. That's a moment for the man that I love the way the graph is actually being made, because it's like we're wondering, okay, he's doing well in Europe. He's not doing well at home in England. He's not finding it easy. Playing 23 games, winning only 6 and drawing 6. That's not a good record for Amorim in England, in Premier League, and also losing 11 games or matches there. Meanwhile, in Europe, the same team, they've played 8 games, they won 6, they drew 2, and they are yet to lose any game. What's happened to them? The mentality is European. And why when they play in England? Well, they are really struggling. Losing 11 matches for Manchester United in this season is not a good one at all. Winning 6 and drawing 6, not a good record at all for Amorim. Hopefully, if they are able to win the second leg or also wrap it up and qualify for the final, we don't know yet. Maybe that we're going to be facing Tottenham Hotspur, who also did well winning their game in the first leg. By the time they meet in the final, if that is going to be happening, with Man United leave this cup, if they are able to do it, even though Londoners are also looking at the 3 cups coming to London, cups of Arsenal, Hotspur, and also the team called Chelsea. So, well, maybe it's going to happen. We don't know yet, but we're waiting. As it is, it's open that at least one of the English clubs will be able to scoop one of the UEFA competition this season, as it's going out of all the teams participating in the competition. Well, Joseph ought to have joined us, although maybe we still have the chance to have. Okay, as it is, Joseph, we're looking at Amorim's record. Okay, Joseph is not there. Okay, let's go to where we're looking at right now, talking about Flying Eagles. Flying Eagles also did well, starting on a good note. Their first game against Tunisia ended well. 1-0 they scored. Coach of our Ibrahim, who scored for them in the 37th minute there. We look at it. Okay, quickly, let's have the table there. They are second on the law behind Morocco. After they played their game, Morocco won against Kenya 3-2 in that encounter. Right now, Morocco top the group, Nigeria second, although we have the same point as it is, or even the goal difference. Although we score 1, they score 3, they consider 2, followed by Kenya, who are yet to at least gather 1. And you have Tunisia there. As it is right now, it's open for anyone, still very open. Nigeria will be playing against Morocco on Sunday. And according to the coach of the Junior Atlas Lion, is already saying, well, some of his players are injured. Well, could it be a mind game, or he's trying to just trying to keep his team to get themselves together against Nigeria, knowing fully well that they are going to be facing a tough one, with both of them having the same point. It's going to be tough. We hope that Coach Aliou Zubero will be able to lead his team to do well against Morocco. If they're able to win against Morocco, that will be at least 6 points, and then from there they will just play normally with against Kenya. But as it is, on Sunday they will lock on against the young Atlas team of Morocco. There, Flying Eagles need to win this game if they are to really make a statement, and also trying to see how they can make it to the top 4, because the top 4 automatically qualify for the World Cup. Right now, coming up over there in Egypt under 20 AFCON, we'll be looking at where they did well against Tunisia in their first game that was played on Thursday. Okay, right now, we go on the short break. Let's have a look at the highlight of the match between Nigeria and Tunisia, and also how they celebrated. Talking about Flying Eagles. What a moment there for the under-20 team Flying Eagles. They actually won that game against Tunisia 1-0, courtesy of our Ibrahim at the 7th minute. And right now they face Morocco and Kenya next. Well, tough one there, but they just have to scale through if they are to go elsewhere or anywhere in the competition. Well, from there, okay, we have our guests back. Joseph Peter, good to have you back. Before you went off, I guess you went to Spain to one. Or you went to France and won PSG. Anyway, good to have you back. We've actually gone through UEFA and all that, but right now we're talking about Flying Eagles. They played their first game against Tunisia. They won 1-0, and if you look at that game, to some extent, you see some irregularities are there about. They need to wake up if they are to do well in this competition. We are known to be among the best when it comes to the under age competition. So right now, how would you rate this team? They play Morocco next. Morocco defeated Kenya 3-2, and we defeated Tunisia 1-0, and we are meeting them next.
You know, I would rate them with a very, very good high score. Finding how they got the score. When it comes to cup competitions like this, that we are dominating, what should come to the mind of Nigerians first is the result. And the result gave us the 3 points. So as long as we got the 3 points, yes, there may be needed correction here and there. But, you know, some of these competitions, you grow into it as a team. You don't just hit the ground running, especially in the first game. And these are the North Africans that we played against, for crying out loud. We know how much we suffer in their hands anytime it comes to football. So to have defeated them is a good thing. Yes, maybe the gameplay, the pattern, and a lot of errors, maybe good chances wasted, but you start somewhere. I am sure this team will get better. I am not afraid. It's important for me that they win this first game, for the fact that when you are playing these kinds of competitions, you should win your first game, especially a group one. And then the fact that it's a North African team that we defeated, and we have another North African teams that also almost didn't win. They won with a higher margin of 1 goal. We won like that way too. So it doesn't really mean that it's doomed for the Eagles just because they won just by a goal margin. So okay. I'm very confident that the fact that they won would boost their morale. The coaches will make their corrections, and the next game will be a lot better. And we will go with these 3 points once again. I trust the Nigerian football team in all age grade competition. Anytime it is an age grade, lower, anything beneath, the first team, I'm very, very confident when it comes to those kinds of, matches.
Okay, hopefully your prediction will go right, that the team will continue to do well from now henceforth there. Well, quickly, because of our time, I apologize, our fans, I'm sure Chelsea fans, they want to call in today, but there won't be time for that. Our time is almost up. We quickly just run through today. The President's Cup will be coming up for men. We know that the men will play in the quarterfinals at the round of 16 for women. Okay, we have it here quickly. For the men's quarterfinal fixtures, Abakaliki will be facing Nasarawa United in Benin City. Wiki Tourists of Bauchi against the University of Lagos in Buari. You have Aqua United, Kwara United in Enugu, and Plateau United, Rangers International in Area 3, also in Abuja. Okay, these are the matches of quickly. Joe, we don't have much time. Just take a look at Plateau United Rangers. What the match there, briefly.
It's going to be a very, very tough game. This is a big match of two giants of Nigerian football match federations of it's amazing. I wish I had a game. I'll go at this game at Area 3 because it's going to be an interesting game. Maybe, Plateau United will feel more at home than Rangers considering the location, but we'll take nothing away from Rangers and
so that they will put up the fight, having lost the league.
Okay, quickly, because we look at the women's version of it too. They will be playing their own round of 16. Let's have it there quickly. The Women's Federation Cup will also be playing as they are ready to do their own bidding. They are Rivers Angels, First Mahi Babes in Aba, Remo Ladies, Danas Ladies in Ibadan. Enugu have Ibom Angels and Delta Queens. Onimark versus Adler Queens in Benin City, while Murray Johnson in Lagos will be hosting Edo Queens, Osun Babes, Mighty Jets Mata versus Unification FC in Anyiba, Sunshine Queens versus Confluence Queens in Benin City, as Oka will host Bayelsa Queens and Nasarawa Amazons. Those are the matches up for grabs across Nigeria, and the President's Federation Cup for women's round of 16 and men's quarterfinals. Well, big one happening this weekend. Even though Liverpool, they've won the league, but the match has to be played between Chelsea and Liverpool. Let's take a look at the Premier League fixtures quickly. Matches will be up there. A lot of games will be up there in the Premier League. The Friday they'll be playing Aston Villa, Fulham, Arsenal, Bournemouth, Manchester United away to Brentford, West Ham, Tottenham Hotspur. You got Southampton against Leicester. Well, the two teams right now that have been relegated, what would they want to play or prove? Chelsea, Liverpool. Joseph, Chelsea, Liverpool. Just in a short one, quickly. Just your mindset concerning that game between Chelsea and Liverpool.
Basically, if I were Liverpool, I would play my second string squad, having won the league. And as for Chelsea, they are after the top 4 or the top 5 as we will have it this season. So I'm quite sure that they will come all out, hoping that they will take the maximum 3 points after their win in the midweek. So for me, I think this is a game that Chelsea wins easily if they mean to make it to the qualifiers of the Champions League.
Okay, well, Chelsea, Liverpool, seriously, a big one there happening. Although for Liverpool, they've done it. Chelsea will just you want to at least get some point here. If Liverpool will allow them, that's football anyway. We got Italians, the French league. Actually, we'll be using that one to wrap up the show. But before we do that, one more question for you, Joseph. Before we go, when you were talking about Liverpool and Chelsea, yes, we know that as it is, Chelsea need this game, because they want to also at least be among the top. Aside Liverpool, aside Arsenal, the space for Man City, Newcastle, Chelsea, Nottingham Forest is open for the 4 teams. Try to see how they can hold on to Europe this season. And I'm very sure Chelsea will be looking at, okay, no matter how it is, let's get this to the points.
Yeah, that's the thing. Chelsea wants the point. They need the point. If you look at the fixtures that are ahead, their own pairing is a lot tougher than the other teams. And honestly, right now I would count out Nottingham Forest out of this race just after losing against Brentford the other day. So I'm not really bringing them into the mix anymore. As far as I'm concerned, the battle now remains between Chelsea, Newcastle, Man City, and Aston Villa. Those are the ones that I'm focused on that would probably be battling it out for the top 5. But like you said, Chelsea really need this point against Liverpool. However, Liverpool have won the league. They don't need to stress their players anymore. They could decide to come out with their youngsters and nothing would happen. They would feature them and Chelsea would probably take the 3 points because there's nothing to gain anymore. When you are playing a competition or a league of that kind of and you get to win it, there's this hunger that disappears. It just goes away naturally. You can't do anything. You don't do anything as a footballer. You cannot stop that hunger from leaving you. Why? Because there is no target anymore. You play for target as a footballer. If target is not there, then you just play football.
Automatically, what you are saying right now is no matter how it is, Chelsea should be able to get this done. That would be nice if they can do it. It's a big battle between Chelsea, Nottingham, not forgetting Man City, Newcastle, all trying to rally for points ahead of the big one that will be at least concerning the UEFA competitions for next season. They are trying to hold on to it. Although for Arsenal, Liverpool, their case is clear. But for Chelsea, Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest, Newcastle, Manchester City, it's open for anyone to hold on to Europe, and we'll continue to look at that on the show. Well, like I said, we're also painful that Chelsea fans won't have the chance to call in. Next time we'll be able to open the phone line. But right now, Joseph Peter, I want to appreciate your time with us for coming on the show. Thank you so much. Even though network sent you to PSG to go and study all the plans for the second leg. Thank you so much.
Network teleported me to PSG. I've done something on the pitch. When Arsenal go there, they will find it easy. Thank you. It's always nice being here.
Okay, I love that fight back. Let's wait and see. Maybe it will happen according to what you said, that you've gone there to check the Parc des Princes there. Well, for Joseph Peter, thank you so much for joining us on Weekend Sport. And right now, looking at all that we've gone through on the show, taking you through what has happened and all the matches also coming up, especially in Nigeria, President's Cup, Federation's Cup rather, quarter-final for men and round of 16 for women, and a lot of matches coming up in Europe. And I'll be leaving you with that in La Liga. German Bundesliga, Italian Serie A, and also in French League On. From the entire crew that actually made this happen, I will tell you that I have a splendid weekend. I'm Adeni Gishafe. Thanks for watching.